Dominic Navarez.
And our performance is on Operation Paperclip. Due to the tension during the Cold War and the aftermath of World War II, the United States government silently competed with the communist Soviet Union scientists and engineers. This created a race of military space control and scientific explorations. These events were later named the Space Race.
The United States government decided that they would have to beat the Soviets to the moon and therefore win the space race in order to maintain its high political status in the world. Germany was in a highly advanced scientific position because of its power during World War II, but its scientists were left vulnerable and desirable after its economic collapse when the war ended.
In 1945, the United States' Office of Strategic Services devised a plan to import 1,600 Nazi German scientists, engineers, and technicians to work alongside the United States' NASA scientists in the space race. This force of action was eventually named Operation Paperclip. The U.S. government, along with NASA, acquired the German scientists to work for them in exchange for safe haven and immunity.
While encountering many struggles in the U.S., the lead German scientists accomplished vast research, created several missiles for NASA, and conducted various scientific experiments, all of which led to NASA creating a rocket and going to the moon.
Mr. Truman, I have some bad news.
What is it now?
Well, the Soviet Union has created a satellite called the Sputnik. It was made to broadcast radio pulses.
And?
They have launched it into space.
What?
I'm so sorry, sir.
The Soviets are gaining on us in science. I can't let the public believe that the communists are stronger. We have to do something. Office of Strategic Services? We need to talk.
After Truman heard that the Soviets were creating the Sputnik, the space race had started and was moving along fast.
Mr. Truman, there's a man here from OSS who wants to speak to you.
Send him in.
President Truman is ready to see you now.
Thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
Anything for the president.
We need to find a way that we can stop the Soviets from getting to the moon.
Why don't we just beat them to it?
Whichever is faster.
I'll figure something out.
A few weeks later, the OSS comes back to Truman with a plan.
Mr. Truman, I think I have something you want to see.
What is it?
A plan to beat the Soviets. It's named Operation Paperclip.
Exchange information. Have Nazi scientists come over for employment. Make sure the Soviet Union doesn't get to German scientists first. Build missiles and rockets to win the space race? What? This plan is absolutely ridiculous! No one in the right mind would ever follow through this plan. Get out. What are we doing?
A few weeks later, Colonel Holger Toftoy comes to talk to Truman.
Truman, I need to talk to you about the Soviets.
What is it now, Toftoy?
Remember that plan the OSS gave us a few months ago? If we're going to beat the Soviets to the moon, we're going to have to do something soon.
It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Office of Strategic Services? I'm going to need those plans.
In August of 1945, the OSS imports 1,600 German scientists to work at NASA to help the United States be the first country to reach the moon.
Gather around, gentlemen.
What do you want from us?
All of you have been brought to the United States to help with our NASA program.
But what are we doing?
Well, you, Von Braun, and the other scientists are going to create a missile. Hopefully your research and plans will help the U.S. get to the moon. Now, Dr. Struggold, you and your crew are going to be working in the medical department. Now, what are you all doing standing around? Get to work.
Well, my name is Werner von Braun.
Kurt Booz. I've seen you do a lot of work back in Germany. Your work with the V2 rocket is fantastic.
Thank you.
We were just struck home. So, they hauled us over to America just so they can beat the Soviets?
I guess, but we better get our U.S. citizenship fast.
Well, we better get to work fast, or Toftoy's going to blow a fuse.
All right, I did some research back in Germany, and I think I have some plans that might just work.
Here's some plans to help out. Here's some equations to help out with the plans of the rocket.
Chief, there's something not right with the end of the design.
Let's just try it. I have learned to use the word impossible with the greatest caution.
Years later, the missile is finally completed and named the PGM-11 Redstone missile. But this is the third attempt at launching.
Now, who's ready to launch this missile? Again.
We are.
I'm going under missile control.
What was that? That was the third time you failed!
We need more time.
You don't have more time! The Soviets have gone to the moon 20 times before you so-called scientists will even finish this one missile!
We're working as fast as we can.
Work faster! Dr. Stronghold, how are things getting along?
While I'm overseeing the building of a space cabin simulator, we're testing the physical and psychological effects of extra atmospheric flight.
Perfect. Now scientists, get to work!
I need to go finish my testing of my space cabin simulator.
All right, Chief, we gotta get this missile right this time. Now, what on earth went wrong?
I think it was that engine.
All right, we gotta fix it fast.
In 1959, the missile was finally successfully completed and launched. By then, Harry Truman had left the Oval Office.
President Eisenhower, the scientists have finished the missile.
Perfect, perfect. Bring them in, will you?
Eisenhower, we'll see you now.
So, Toptoy tells me you scientists have finished your missile.
Yes, after a lot of hard work and research.
The missile was successfully completed and launched.
Good work.
The research we gathered from our missile will help your NASA program with your plan to build your Apollo rocket.
Perfect. Please hand the plans to Colonel Toptoy.
Here.
Thank you.
Hopefully our NASA scientists will finish this rocket in no time. In 1969, the Apollo 11 is built and launched, and the U.S. succeeds in beating the Soviet Union to the moon.
I would like to say a special thank you to all of our scientists here at NASA. I would also like to say a special thank you to our guests from Germany.
Thank you for letting us and accepting us. Thank you for letting us help you. I am convinced that by the time the year 2000 is over, the first scientists will have been born on the moon.
Eventually, each scientist was awarded citizenship, immunity, and had their Nazi backgrounds wiped clear. Some scientists, such as Wernher von Braun, stayed in the U.S. and continued to work at NASA. Other scientists went back to their home countries. The explorations of these scientists led to many more discoveries, even after the space race, and NASA would not be in the advanced position it is today without the help of these Germans. Therefore, the scientific explorations from these Germans continue to impact science and engineering today.